broadcast live.
Yo, let's get into the next chapter. The next chapter is trap. Obviously, it's the new, it's the wave.
Next question. Many are of the view that lyricism and musicality are incompatible with trap music. You disagree. Please elaborate.
Trap.
Yes.
Now you like 22?
25 in a few weeks. Yes.
I mean, I heard you say something about that in your rhyme, so I just like...
Yes, I was saying it started at 22.
You started rapping at 22?
Yeah, like I started like really actually pushing for it at 22.
But like, I mean, just writing, just rapping.
Writing, I started rapping at 19. Like actually starting to actually rap was 19 years old. But pushing like to be in the game was 22.
So basically with that's why I'm gonna get into the whole trap section, right?
Yeah.
So when you're 22 or when you're 19,
yeah.
who are you listening to? Because 19, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago actually, that's 2011.
Yeah.
What's popping in 2011? We have damn, I mean, like maybe that's when like AK is really starting to pick up.
I think it was
AK was really starting to pick up. Coolie China is really starting to pick up,
yeah.
you know.
AK plays a very big role actually. There's a song actually that he actually played a very big part of why I wrote it. Funny enough, yeah.
2011, that was he was really picking up. He was on his way.
Yeah. Yes.
To being, he was just a mega.
Yes.
He was on his way
yeah.
to being a super mega. That was just, Coolie Chana was really at his peak at that time, 2011.
Yes, he was. You're right.
Yeah,
yes, he
yeah.
was. Yes, he
so,
was.
what made you? What makes you go? Alright, cool. I'm gonna write this, but like, I need to be in this space. And what's the first time were you around other people who are actually rapping and you're like, I'm also gonna jump in?
It was, because that's the thing, like this rap thing was never a plan for me. It was actually the people that I was around during that time who were like Rouge, like not even Rouge, they were calling me still Barbara at that time, or Jessica at that time.
Barbara, Jessica, you gotta rap.
It was literally that.
When you put a name like that and rap together, Barbara,
leave me alone.
You gotta rap.
Leave me alone.
Okay, Jessica, why don't you rap?
Like it was during that time where they were like, you have the voice for it, and I guess because also that was the time when I was just writing like singing songs, and I guess they could see how I was writing these songs that I could also do this rap thing, and I really was not trying to do it. I was like, guys, no, while you guys are ciphering in high school, I'm walking past you to go to musical practice and stuff. But because there was just that push, and I was like, I'll give it a try. And when I did, it was that moment when I was like, there's something here and I'm actually enjoying this. And that's why when I say I started at 19 but really started pushing at 22 was because I felt I wanted to practice. I really wanted to better myself. I don't believe in just feeling like, hey, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and do something, because you know that there's people who this is their bread, their butter, and they spend hours doing this, and best believe they are literally going to take you over with this. And for myself, as much as I knew, I figured out that this was my calling. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to practice. It doesn't mean it doesn't take exercise. That doesn't mean anything. So that's why I took from 19, I practiced and I practiced and I practiced and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I studied, from looking at AKA, looking at Thumi and the Volume, looking at Slicker, looking at, like, you know, Squatter Camp, Lauryn Hill, just really listening. And that was the time where I really started paying attention to hip hop and watching how the storytelling and stuff was done. And I studied. And at 22 I was like, okay, I think I can actually finally start sending out my music and finally actually getting judged and seeing how I can better myself from other people's here.
I mean, that's interesting. You know, everyone that sends me music, like the up and coming guys, and then their song's not right, they're like, why? And I go, you gotta practice.
Yeah.
You know, you know, making a song, you can rap well, but even making a song needs practice.
Yeah.
You know, you got to practice to articulate properly, to
Yeah.
you got to practice to have an ear of going, well, I know it's me, but I still sound whack.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got to learn
yeah.
to actually accept those things, you know. And people think that you're being an asshole, but like, I'm glad you're mentioning those things, you know. So I mean, when is your first stage around other rappers? Because it's one thing to be pushed, but for you to, I mean, I was sitting with Proverb and he was saying that, you know, at rap activity, he first went to this rap activity thing.
Yeah.
He says he went there and he was like scared to rap, you know what I mean, the first time around. I mean, what was your first moment of, okay, I'm gonna do this now
Gosh.
in public?
Yeah, it was
outside your
there was
circle.
a space when it was when I was in varsity now, and outside of my circle there was actually this rap competition for these universities, and this was the first time I was like, yo, let me just see what happens. And I remember bunking class, like I ran out of my class, I said I need the bathroom. Never came back. Never came back.
You went to drop your
I
shit.
went to drop some bars, and I was like, and I killed it, and I actually won, and I was I was the only girl, and there was like 10 guys. And I was like, and I killed it, and that was the point where at that point you think, actually I got this. And I didn't realize that, nah, dude, you still have a lot to learn, because then I went to the finals, and I got on stage, and I was so confident, forgot every word. I started literally going zibba, 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 because I just, and it was because of that thing of, I hadn't practiced enough, and I just thought that place was where it all began and it would all end. So after that, that was once again where I was back to the drawing board, back to practicing, back to writing, back to making sure that I'm writing so much that I need breaks now, because I've written every thought possible. So it was really a process. Funny enough, the song like Celebrity, I don't even think it happened, but I was working with someone who was just really, if I could say, was just trying to use me and trying to keep me, because I guess he saw my potential, which is the positive side. And I had just recorded a song, and even now that I think about it, it actually wasn't that great of a song, but I was at that point I was so sure that this is it. And I asked him to play it to AKA, and he made me believe he knew everyone in the industry. Now I'm like, this guy knew no one. And he just was just telling me stuff to keep me. But and I kept asking him, and he was like, he'd play it for him, because that's his boy, And then one day I was so upset with him, and I'm like, did you play it? And then he was like, actually, you know what, I did. And he thought you sucked, and he thought you were terrible, and he just doesn't think you have the juice. And this is the point where AKA is this is what I want to be. This is where I'm at. That was the time of Alter Ego album and all of that. I couldn't believe it. And that night, I remember crying, and my dad was like, stop crying, do something about it. And I got up and I wrote Celebrity. That is literally when I wrote Celebrity. And I'm actually so thankful for that story, and I'm actually thankful for AKA being around during that time, because I wouldn't have come up with that song, because for me, that song is probably the most important song to me out of all the songs on that project. It's my story, and as much as I wrote it when I was so angry, and because I'm talking about how celebrities are, because the first verse touches on how these celebrities, they just think they're the it thing, and they just know they're untouchable, and they're forgetting about the fans who put them there and stuff. And then the second verse goes on to the downfalls that celebrities go through, and then the last verse I didn't even realize was the actual person I want to be in this game, and actually how it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes perseverance, and once you got it, it's all good.
So did you ever ask AKA?
I don't want to know. All I know is, like, hey, all I know is eventually that guy saw me perform, and if it wasn't for him seeing me perform that day and walking up to me and telling me how he thought I was incredible, I wouldn't have been on the Baddest remix, and all other doors wouldn't have opened. So
you never asked AKA on the Baddest remix?
I didn't. Because that's the thing, that's when I realized this guy has no idea who I am. Because the first time he saw me perform was at this Taboo event where he wasn't even paying attention, and then I got dragged by bouncers. I thought I was getting bounced, and they dragged me and they brought me to him, and he was like, you are incredible. And this was like is this the same guy who said it? And that's when I realized this guy had no idea who I was. He had never heard of me. And this was just people just trying to keep you and making you think you're not great. Just so they can keep you. But then here is this person that made me technically write one of the best songs I feel that I've ever written. And at the same time, I got to work with this guy when nobody else wanted to give me a chance. And this is one of the biggest stars in the world. You know what I mean? So it's moments like that is just so gratifying and making me realize I'm where I need to be, and everything happens for a reason. I wouldn't have written that song if I hadn't met that guy, and if he told me that AKA, if he hadn't told me that AKA thought that of me. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason, and I think if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have practiced as hard as I did.
You think the
at
song
that
was
point,
that bad though?
Pardon? No, that song is terrible. I hope it never sees the light of day.
Okay.
But
maybe,
yeah.
maybe AKA can crush you now. So maybe deserve the crush.
No, maybe no. But like honestly, he played a very big role in terms of me being here. Not only just in terms of putting me on the Baddest remix, but the work ethic I had after that of proving this guy wrong, even though he had no idea who I was, but he didn't know that there's this girl who's trying to knock him out of the game and making sure that she can be the best rapper that there is. And now it's like, sure, I'm so thankful. So
and when
thankful.
he comes there and he goes, hey, you like incredible.
This
and you're
nigga.
like, wait a minute, I have some other thoughts about you.
Yeah.
Okay? Just go regroup quickly.
It's so weird. And now
Yeah.
and then at that point, after the battle, he was the one who was just rooting me more than any one of these huge rappers. You know what I mean? So it's just funny the way the world works.
Wow, okay. Shout out to AKA.
Yeah, shout out
to AKA for crushing songs even though he doesn't
He
know
didn't even
did.
do it. Yeah.
You know what I
crazy.
mean? That's being a Superman. I don't even know I crushed it, but I did.
Pretty much.
Broadcast live